I mean, you've referenced there, you said that you kind of, well, you're sort of in the middle of nowhere. You're out there on your own. Got this basin to yourself for now. In terms of that sort of targeting towards or vectoring towards these higher grade cores, are you seeing any sort of zonation of alterations, your chemical signatures, or what's going to help you?
Yeah, what we're seeing is we employed a new inversion technique on top of our geophysics. So we've got an MMT data set. We deployed a structurally bound or structurally controlled inversion process, which allowed us to target very, very accurately along this conductive corridor. In terms of the underlying geology, that seeing large scale graphitic fault zones, we're seeing large scale oxidized alteration, significant amount of hematite moving around, the right geochemistry, the right redox state to localize large scale uranium deposits. And moreover, just from a bulk scale perspective, Matt, we're seeing mineralization over 12 kilometers of strike length with the holes that we have tested. And we have not missed yet. And when you think about that from an exploration perspective, that's a bit hard to get your head around because it's very, very uncommon. I've not seen a project like this through my time in the uranium space. And to think about holes that are drilled 1.4 kilometers away from the nearest closest hole and to hit 26 meters of mineralization in that hole is exceptional because you aren't going to see, from my experience, you don't intersect your thickest, highest grade hole with one hole in the middle of nowhere. And so,
And what's the role of the kind of EM inversion models that in all of this?
the EM inversion model, and you'll see it as a backdrop to one of the maps in the press release. It's
Yeah,
a figure in the background there. It has given us call it a high precision model, geophysical model, which has guided our targeting. We've been able to intersect that with drilling and reconcile the core back to the model very, very accurately, which what that does is it gives us a degree of control over our exploration drilling. So we have a high degree of confidence that when we are targeting a structure, that we are actually going to be able to intersect that structure where we think we're going to be able to intersect it. And the correlation between that model and mineralization has been very, very strong within the rib area. So when you see that model going from the historic rib area through rib west, across the north, and back down rib east into the south, we have a high degree of confidence that those are graphitic structural corridors. And everywhere that we've drilled along that graphitic structural corridor, we've hit mineralization.
right. Okay.